riders poised now for what will be probably just a little over 2-hour race. The gun goes, and we see a crash right at the start, and that is KULHAVY. That's the young rider KULHAVY. Rider number 4 has gone down, and he's going to cause a little bit of chaos. We'll see if the rest of the riders got round him okay, but a shocking start for the rider from the Subaru Specialized Rebel team. But right now it looks like it's Manuel FUMIC. Manuel FUMIC in the Cannondale colours who's going to take the lead, and right behind him is SCHURTER and ABSALON. Looking on the outside there, Lukas FLÜCKIGER in the white and black on the right-hand side. But Manuel FUMIC, the Cannondale rider, who had a very strong ride in Dolby, finishing 6th, has moved to the front to take the pace. Sitting behind him now, Nino SCHURTER, and then right behind him, it should be Julien ABSALON. We're taking this camera from a motorbike, a few bumps there, sorry about that, but at least we're getting the start. And we can keep it. See how steep this is. This is incredibly steep. It's almost like the finish of a stage in a road tour, but they're getting it straight off the gun. The pre-warm-up was really important. Trying to pick up the Italian colours. It looks like they're a Fontana of the green and red, just on the right of screen. So Fontana is also battling to get up there. And rider number 11 is Ivan Alvarez, who had a wonderful race in Dolby as well. And he's moved up to the front in the grey-blue colours. You can see him there now right of screen. Rider number 11. So you've got SCHURTER. And now it looks like RUZAFA is making a move as well. But Manuel FUMIC definitely taking the pace from the beginning. And I can see now it looks like, yes, it's definitely Fontana trying to get up into the top group as well. Fontana at the lead, right beside ABSALON now. This is a very, very steep climb. You can see by the angle of the buildings behind, they just power up this very, very, very steep climb. The idea is to try and sort the field out, but many of the teams and riders have been complaining just how savage this is. And it looks like the Bianchi rider going through there, that's Tempier, Stefan Tempier going through. And now you'll see, but back now to this important steep climb out of the four-cross arena. And this is Manuel FUMIC. And it'll be interesting to see if he has a look back to have an idea of what sort of gap he's opened up. But he's got that whole length of that hill there, wearing the under-23 rainbow colours on his sleeves, a former under-23 world champion. And look at the gap he's opened up now. We see the rest of the group coming through now, the chase group, being led by KURSCHAT, rider 24. The numbers indicate the position they are in the world ranking, but also where they finished, the World Cup ranking, but where they also finished in Dolby. So rider number 2 going through is ABSALON. There goes Tempier. 13, that's Matthias FLÜCKIGER, the leading in the under-23 category. Just saw another rider go off screen there, didn't pick that one up. Rider 27 going through is sitting in 15th, and Jaroslav KULHAVY has pulled himself up to 16th place after that accident off the start. Boris Stander, curiously, is back in 19th with SCHURTER in 20th. So those two have had some problems, and now they're some 1 minute 25 back on the leaders. So they're two of the main contenders for the overall, and that does look good for ABSALON sitting in 3rd place with number plate 22. Number plate 2. I just want to double check there on Rudy van Hoots, because I had him down as, no, he is a Multivan Merida rider. He was the one I was trying to pick up. So the lead rider for Rabobank is Emil Lindgren from Sweden. And now we see number 2 go through. That's Julien ABSALON, and he's got little Matthias FLÜCKIGER right on his toe, trying to make up time. Here we go on a replay of the wheel swap. The Spanish mechanic here. Quick release, snapping the wheel out, trying to get that. It wasn't the smoothest of wheel changes, I have to admit, but it's a very high pressure situation for these mechanics. We can see a water bottle getting swapped there at the same time in these races. Manuel FUMIC now. That's quite a long chain that he wears. I would find that extremely irritating, but it's obviously something that's not bothering him at all. So he's got the chain around his neck, and that's popped out of his shirt. He's working his way down through this technical section. Very good proficient rider in technical situations. He looks like he's made a great tyre choice too. I just saw him slide a little bit there, but under control. It was like a power control slide through that corner, working his way up into what will be the next technical section that he'll have to encounter. Here we are at marshal point 38 or so. There's about 80 marshal points on this track, so it gives you an idea of where he is on the track, coming up to the halfway point. 39 minutes elapsed, and we have the team manager now chasing after Julien ABSALON to give him some information about how much time he's lost, who's ahead of him. And here's Manuel FUMIC over the bridge. That'll bring him down to the tech zone 2. In about 30 seconds or so, 45 seconds, he'll descend into the tech zone. And there's Julien ABSALON. We'll try and pick up where he is. He's quite a way off for the bridge. So that's a lap rider there behind Julien Absalon, the rider number 219 or so, riding in the German national team kit. And the 80% rule is meant to be in place to pull out lap riders before they get chased down by...
And hopefully through the season your form is getting a little bit more refined too, but you know, you got to take risks to get the win.
Exactly, and to learn as much as you can about your body and how it performs. Well, Manuel FUMIC looks very fresh here. He's out of the seat and attacking whenever he can. He wants to try and extend that lead. He will definitely be... He's just being spoken to by one of the German media on the side of the track there, giving him some idea of where he is. And because the track doubles back quite a lot, you can get a lot of data as a team and pass it on. I'm sure Waldeck was giving you a lot of information as well.
Yeah, you can see too where other riders are, so you know, kind of have an idea where the competition is and what you need to do.
Now, Dolby Forest, that was our first time there. You raced there, obviously got on the podium. What did you think of that track?
I thought that was an awesome track. It was really great. Yeah, I finished just off the podium. My teammate Sergio and made it on. Yeah. But yeah, no, I love the track, and
he'll decide whether that is going to be worth it or not. The lead moto coming through the start finish now with 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go now for Manuel FUMIC, and he's coming through. Let's see what his lap time was. He came through in 18.5 minutes last lap, and this time he's come through in 18.5 again. So as Simon Burney was saying in the women's coverage, these men can just knock out laps time after time and be just within a couple of seconds of them like metronomes, and they are absolutely flying 18.5 minute laps in these conditions. 5.5k the course distance. Rider number 32 there, that is Jochen Kaas. And Boris Stander back there now, looks like he's back in about, well, outside the top 20 it looks like to me. José Hermida comes through now, 34 seconds again the gap. So the gap hasn't changed between, for the first time in this race, a good shot of Manuel FUMIC. And he can, there it is now, there's Manuel FUMIC, and he's got José Hermida right on his tail. And that has got to be a pressure cooker situation for the young German, riding for the first time for Cannondale Factory Team this year, within sight of a World Cup victory, and now he has one of the most seasoned racers in the world, José Hermida from Spain, chasing him down. And this is going to be fascinating to see what José does when and if he catches up to him, if he's going to go right past him and try and break him mentally, or sit in and watch and see what Manuel FUMIC's got to offer. Well, he's looking a little bit tired now, the front of the bike starting to wander around. Did he go just a little too hard and a little too early? Now we'll wait and see. This will be 1 lap to go for our leaders. There's Manuel FUMIC, and where is José Hermida? He's right there. He's right there with Manuel FUMIC, so we've only got 1 lap to go, and we have 2 riders together. This is exciting. So the race is going to be between FUMIC and Hermida, and now we see them behind the lead moto. The checkered flag on the front of the lead moto indicating to the public and to the photographers that this is indeed the last lap. 1 hour 27 has passed, so it looks like they're going to be around about a 1:45. José Hermida leading now, and FUMIC having to figure out whether he can keep with the pace. Track, or does he just sit in and hope for the best? It's going to be very, very difficult. This looks like SAUSER now moving up into 8th place. So Christoph SAUSER, the Swiss rider, the champion, riding with VUILLERMOZ in 9th. Ralph Naff has already gone through in 7th. We have 3 Swiss riders in a row there, FLÜCKIGER, Naff and SAUSER. And behind them, Wolfram KURSCHAT, the winner in South Africa last year. So Ralph Naff going through that. Here's Hermida. He's looking a little tired, I have to say, but that's understandable after 1 hour and 35-40 minutes of racing. Working his way down through this tricky descent. But there he is attacking. He knows that he has perhaps World Cup win number 6 in his grasp. having won his first World Cup race 9 years ago, he really has been at the forefront of men's cross-country for the last decade. He got caught up in the tape there. It nearly got tangled up in his derailleur, and that would have been a real shame for him there if he had a mechanical while leading the race. If you get tape tangled up in your derailleur and into your cassette, that can be a real problem. Works down towards the bridge now. Last time across the bridge, and down towards the tech zone for the very last time, the final. Put a bit of a gap into KULHAVY, and then the next rider should be FLÜCKIGER. So that's positions 3 and 4. Interestingly, no rainbow stripes on the sleeves there of KULHAVY, which he's entitled to wear. If you've become a junior world champion, under 23 world champion, you are forever allowed to, as well as an elite world champion, wear those rainbow stripes on your sleeves and collar for the rest of your racing career in mountain bike. But there, I believe KULHAVY's wearing the national jersey. So there is KULHAVY, not far behind KURSCHAT. He knows that if he can keep him in sight, he might be able to get past him on a descent. He dropped behind Barry's stander after Barry's result in Dolby, but this will probably revert them back again to 2 and 3 with Hermida in second after Barry's not having the best race today. He's sitting in 17th. Last time he came through about 4 minutes 25 seconds down. SCHURTER sitting in 15th. So again, a bit of a mixed bag for the men's race as for the women's. There's FUMIC going through now. He was having a little look down at the bike there, to be honest. Maybe he was just trying to select a gear, but he was having a little look down to the back of the bike. And we'll see how he goes up this steep climb. But we've seen José already negotiate. You see the sun in the background, shadows drawing. This is so different to how it was here 3 hours ago with pelting rain. He's still looking fresh, and he's fighting for this. He does not want to lose second place after working so hard for the lead. So he's sitting in second place and holding on to that. I think he looks quite comfortable to me. Yeah. He actually looked worse coming up here last lap than he does now. So he's either found a second wind or he's totally determined and pushing through the pain to get through to that second place, which will be his best ever World Cup result and a great result for the Cannondale Factory Racing Team. José Hermida, meanwhile, this is the force of cross-country racing. Number 1 team in the world last year is the Merida mountain bike team, Merida Multivan team, and once again they look like they have another win on their hand in the likes of José Hermida. Now we're working our way up here with 3rd and 4th. This is KURSCHAT and KULHAVY. KURSCHAT and KULHAVY going through now in 3rd and 4th. KULHAVY not really getting on the wheel of KURSCHAT. He might want to do that if he wants to have a chance at 3rd, just to get a little bit closer up. It's not that far ahead for him. Riding in the national champions jersey. Now KURSCHAT disappears out of sight. Manuel FUMIC getting some information there from team staff. It looked like, oh, he looks a little bit tired there. Pedaling squares as he went around that corner. And Mathias FLÜCKIGER trying to hang on to that podium position of 5th. He's got Ralph Neff behind him. Now coming up to the 1:45 mark. And it is José Hermida that will take his 6th ever World Cup victory and a win here on Houffalize. He seems pretty happy about it too. Always a character crossing the line, and a little bit of animation there from José Hermida taking World Cup win number 6 after finishing here 6th last year, but having won in 2007. To 2007 and 2010, he is now a double winner of Houffalize, joining Julien and the late Christoph as the only other men who have won 2 races here in Houffalize. So fantastic result for José Hermida, and we'll wait now to look back to see the gap to Manuel FUMIC. 1 hour 44 and 19 seconds, and that is one happy man. José Hermida will bump up a big jump in the rankings now. Excellent result for the team. So now we're waiting for second place, and it should well be Manuel FUMIC. A great ride today. He seemed asking the crowd to give him some applause after that massive effort, taking the lead from the start, and pretty much for 85% of the race, 80% of the race, he was the race leader, and a great result for him, an historic second place, his best ever. And this is 3rd place, Wolfram KURSCHAT. So Germany 2 and 3, KURSCHAT back on form, and he takes third place right at 24, so that'll move his number plate up into the teens for sure for next week. Jaroslav KULHAVY, well, he should not be disappointed about that. He had to work very hard up.